It is Thursday, June 22nd, 2023 at 14:59 Eastern Time USA, 2:59 p.m. I'm Mitch Miller. This is my video journal. I just ran to the pharmacy to pick up my prescription. I also wanted to ask about Narcan because we administered 3 doses of Narcan. I asked if they have Narcan at my pharmacy. They do. Pharmacist explained to me that it's a catch-22. I said, is it free? What does it cost? Told him a little bit about what happened. She said it's a catch-22. If you say that the Narcan is for yourself, they can run it through your insurance. But if you're buying it to use for someone else, you have to pay for it. She said the health department in Oakland, the Allegheny Health Department, may still be giving out free doses of it. There was some programs to give out free doses of Narcan, but they've been defunded. I asked what the retail price of Narcan is. She said $100 a dose. I said, do I get flagged as a drug user if I report that I'm getting Narcan for myself? She said, your insurance will know, but I don't. I said, will my premiums go up? She's like, they shouldn't. She also explained that every time a doctor prescribes an opiate, painkiller after a surgery or whatever, they're also supposed to prescribe Narcan in case the person takes too much. Most people just get the painkiller and they don't get the free Narcan run through their insurance. I said it's too bad there's not a program that collects all that Narcan and distributes it for free for people to put in their car. That's what I wanted to do, is just have some in my car for just the same thing that just happened today. $100 a dose is what the pharmaceutical companies are making off of people who are addicted to their drugs. They want the state and the government to fund it, to pay for these doses for free so people can have them, when really the pharmaceutical companies should offer them for free as a penance for developing these very strong opiate painkillers that get so many people addicted. Right? The least they could do is offer free Narcan for every vehicle owner to have a dose of Narcan in their car. Every homeowner to have a dose of Narcan in their house. Anyhow, that's what it costs in the United States. I wasn't going to pay $100 for something that statistically is probably not going to happen to me again for quite some time. So I want to talk a little bit about Project 66. Project 66, I've published it on the trafnet.org website because it's supposed to be a non-profit in perpetuity. It's a platform, it's an internet platform, but it's also, the platform collects videos for a streaming channel. And this streaming channel is much like NPR with videos. It's a publicly funded because it's a non-profit. People donate, we get grants, and what it is, it's 66-second videos. Only college professors can make the videos. Only post-secondary educators, college university professors, they hopefully donate $5 a year to have an account through the 6/6 platform. They confirm that they are a university employee, professor, either through a pay stub that has their job description on it, or an email or letter on letterhead from the university, from the payroll department or wherever department, confirming that they are a professor. Also, we can factor in university emails. Could be a confirmation method. Anyhow, they confirm they are a college post-secondary professor. They are allotted one 66-second video. My thought process is, if you limit, number one, we're building a platform so we don't have a lot of storage. Plus, if you limit these very smart people, they will come up with very interesting ways to present the message they want to put out there. So basically it's saying, if you had 66 seconds on television to say anything you wanted, what historical fact would you disprove? What concept would you put out there? What social program would you promote in 66 seconds? Right? They're allotted a 66-second video. The goal is to fill the hours from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. on the streaming channel with fresh new 66-second videos each weekday. So 2 hours and 2 hours of fresh 66-second videos from college professors. These 4 hours of primetime television are considered Tier 1 on the platform. And there's a direct democracy element on the 66 platform where all the college professors can vote on what videos should be in Tier 1. Then the other hours throughout the day will be distributed as to Tier 2, Tier 3, Tier 4, Tier 5, maybe there's 20 tiers. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work yet. There's Tier 1 that's 4 hours, and then there's 19 or 20 other tiers, right? Based off the desirability of the time slot. If your video is voted into any of the tiers, you will be allotted another 66-second file that you can upload. The tier, so the idea is you're voted into a tier, and videos that are not fact-based or too agitating, we don't want protests, we don't want agitated audiences, we want a calm, collected presentation of information. Those videos won't make it into a tier, right? And the premise you'll see on my description is that, and I've talked about this on here before, profit-driven media presents information in the way that makes the most amount of profits. It appeals to emotion, it stirs up all kinds of feelings, and that's what drives profit. That's what keeps people watching. And it's this profit-driven media is why we have such a divided country in the United States, and that media is outsourced all over the world to divide and keep people angry at each other instead of working together for a better world. So you're voted into a tier. If you're voted into a tier, you get another 66-second allotment. Once we fill each hour tier, that's not the 4-tier 1 hours. Those will change every weekday, hypothetically, if we can gather enough videos and enough participants. The other tiers, we lock in the 1 hour program of videos for each tier, and those videos are locked in. Those tier videos are locked into that tier for 1 whole month. And this is the way all these streaming channels work. You watch Euronews, it's 15 minutes of news repeated over and over with a couple other little interesting segments mixed in that repeat, right? Reuters is about an hour of news repeated over and over again. They're 24-hour streaming channels, but there's only like an hour of content on it per day. This is giving us 4 hours of content per day, plus a repetitive content scenario for the rest of the time. So it's a better news source, it's more interesting, and it'll get a lot more information out there. So if you're voted up to a certain tier, we'll say definitely tier 1, if you're voted into tier 1, maybe even tiers 1 through 5, you're then allotted a 6-minute and 66-second allotment file size to upload a video. So it's 7 minutes and 6 seconds. 6 minutes, 66 seconds. You're allotted this time to extrapolate on the subject you brought up in your 66-second video that made it all the way up to tier 1. And maybe certain hours are filled just with 7-minute and 6-second videos. Maybe we lead off each hour with a 7-minute and 6-second video. How that's mixed in, that would probably be the most interesting way to do it, right? Each tier hour that's not the tier 1 hours starts off with a different 7-minute, 6-second video, changing every hour for the whole month, right? So you're getting 20 times 7, 140 minutes per day of additional new content. So you got your 4 hours of new content per weekday, and hypothetically 140 minutes of new content each day. Now at first, until we get participants, these 4 primetime hours might not be ever changing. We might have to film with the 7-minute videos, so on and so forth. We'll arrange that, and we'll have a team of media professionals like myself that can arrange these videos. And the voting process might be divided so that professors don't have to spend all day voting on videos for the 4 hours of content we're looking for each day, right? So if you're an English professor, you'll be able to tag the subject of your video as English, if that's what your subject is on, and only English professors will be able to vote on it. If you're a political science professor, or you're a professor that teaches multiple subjects, you tag your video political science, and only political science professors vote on those videos. And then we mix it up on the tier 1 videos of all different subjects. So there's there's a couple hundred different subjects in college and university studies. So we should be able to get to where a professor only has to vote a couple times a day if they want. And they'll have hopefully like an app that they can pull up on their phone, watch a video real quick between classes, click and vote on it. Not sure how the voting exactly is going to work. There might be the majority out of the total people that voted in a certain time period. It'll definitely be a majority rule. I don't know if there will be an up vote, down vote. We might play around with different things. The other important part is that we're going to make sure security is of the utmost importance, because these professors may be saying things that a lot of people don't want to hear. And people pay tens of thousands of dollars to send their kids to college. Their kids get information presented to them in subtle ways, and then their kids come home on break and stick it to their parents at the dinner table. Their parents get pissed because they paid for this education and it's going counterintuitive to what their good Christian values are, or whatever it is, right? So it is a flawed system, because the professors are slowly convincing the students subtly, here's another way to think. It's not right or wrong, it's just another way to think. There's a lot more facts based on fact-based situations. And then it kind of backfires, because then the kid goes home and says, well, this is a fact and this is a fact, right at their parents' face at the dinner table, because they don't know how to interact. And we have Fox News with people screaming at each other. So creates a lot of tension in the family scenario, going to a liberal arts college or any kind of university. This is a way to do that with tenured professors in 66 seconds, saying, things like, don't invest your money in a economy based on slave labor, right? Or World War II was caused by the talking pictures and propaganda machine, things like that. Put that out there, and then they can extrapolate, present facts, have a board behind them, however they want to present it. But things that people don't hear that they should hear, and they shouldn't have to go to a museum or college to hear these things, right? Mainstream media doesn't present it, because that would be pointing the finger at themselves, and they're not going to do that. Anyhow, security is utmost importance. We're not going to require the home address of the professor, so we won't even have that available to us on the platform, right? We'll use their university address to correspond via mail if we need to, their email address. So we're going to try to protect these professors so that people can't get radicalized from their church or whatever and try to go after them. We're going to focus on the United States at first, but hopefully the platform grows, the nonprofit grows, and is available in other countries that can handle this type of concept. I think it's really going to change the face of media. It's 66 is the platform name. We can call it Project 66. Yeah, I think that's the main gist of it. Again, it's detailed on my website, and I'm hoping to start reaching out to professors in the future to fund and help build, hoping computer science professors will help build this platform, and we'll get it off the ground and form a board for a nonprofit. I think it's important, especially in this divisive political situation we're in, and yeah, I hope you'll help me. Contact me if you'd like to help, and join me next time when I talk about something else. Thanks for watching.